Yeah, I know you guys are all holding hands already. Well, today, I'm from the Dominican Republic, and today is actually Mother's Day at DR. So I spoke to my mom, my grandma, and all of that. I wish they were here. They're not. But a lot of you, those of you that I'm closer to, and even the ones that I'm not as close to, I've seen you mother your children, and I've seen you be an example to me. And so I just thank you for being faithful to your calling. And I thank you for being in my life. And I just really wanted us to take a moment and really, I didn't want this to be all about gifts and just me. And, I really just wanted to take a moment to thank God because we went through a lot up to this point. We've been through a lot up to this point, and this is definitely a gift from Him. So I want that to just take precedence over everything. That we just acknowledge that because of Him, we're celebrating this baby. So, let's stand and pray. Would anybody like to open the prayer? I can open. Would anybody like to close the prayer?
I'll close.
Okay, awesome. So when it gets that silent, then you can close. But we're gonna have.
I'm taping, Quay.
Huh?
I'm taping.
The whole prayer?
Well, at least yours.
Okay. Oh, dear Jesus, thank you so much, God, for this day and for this time. And I just thank you for this group of women, God, such faithful servants and just women that show and show your light and show your love to me in many ways. Even the ones that we've had brief conversations, God, sometimes it's just through a smile that you remind me that I'm yours. And so I thank you. I thank you for each one. I thank you for their families. And I pray, God, blessings over each one. You know each marriage that's represented here. You know each family that's represented here. You know each person that's single that's represented here, God, and each thing that they face. And so I pray on their behalf. I intercede on their behalf, just asking for your hand of protection, your hand of blessing, God. You know the desires of their heart, God, and your word says that those that delight in you, God, you will give them the desires of their hearts. And so we thank you today, God. We thank you that you've given me the desires of my heart with this little baby girl that's coming into our lives. We just continue to lift her up to you, God. I lift her life up to you, God. I lift up her future to you, God. I lift up every single day of her life to you, God. And I pray, God, that you would just give me wisdom. Give DeAndre wisdom, God. Give us just understanding and great insight as to how to teach her your ways.
Yes.
God, so that later on she will never depart from that. And help us to know her. Help us to know her how you're knitting her to be.
Yes, Lord.
You're knitting her in my womb, and I know that you are creating her for a special work. And as you've created each one of us, individually and fearfully and wonderfully made, God, to do a special work that you've created for us in advance for us to do. And so I know that you've created her for a reason. And so give us insight, give us full understanding as to how she is being made and what her makeup is, so that we can lead her in the way that she should go.
Yes.
We love you, Jesus, and we thank you for this very sweet time of fellowship. In Jesus' name I pray.
His name.
What God asks, everything that Zahira has said, God, teach her, show her, and DeAndre, God, the way that they should bring her up, Father God, and the way that they should lead her, Father God. We just honor you and we bless you right now, Father God, for everyone who's in this group, who's in this circle, Father God, who have touched Zahira's life in some way, Father God, asking that you would allow us, oh God, to continue to be who she needs us to be. Lord God, anytime that she needs someone to talk to, any questions that need to be asked, Father God, that she does not